Bangalore seemed like the obvious place to start up. There are about 5,000 startups here in the city.
Next 8 months, not a single angel investor going to open up and start put money in any new business venture.
ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಮೂರುವರೆ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಇವಾಗ 1,000 ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೂ ಭಾಳ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ.
BA करके BSc करके कुछ फायदा नहीं है.
There is going to be a huge shakeout. You can't deny that. Because certain businesses are, just have collapsed.
The lockdown has reminded us how dependent we are on technology. There's an app for everything. There's an app that will pick up your things, do your nails, run your errands, do your groceries. Behind every one of those apps, there's an Indian startup. And behind that startup, there are many, many jobs. NASSCOM put out a report that said that India has over 9,300 tech startups alone. They've generated 60,000 direct jobs and an estimated 180,000 indirect jobs. 27 of these startups are valued at over $1 billion. We call them unicorns, and you know who they are. Flipkart, Snapdeal, Ola. These companies have formed an entire ecosystem. But while the lockdown has made us more and more dependent on having things delivered and picked up, it's also dealt a gut blow to these startups. We decided to find out how bad the bleeding is. A shocking report released last month by NASSCOM said that 90% of the startups in India are facing a decline in revenue, and 70% of them have a cash runway of less than 3 months. Now, this means that they will run out of money and have to close down if they don't either revive business or receive funding soon.
Well, Bangalore seemed like the obvious place to start up. This is the home for startups in India. Well, there was a joke sometime around that if you threw a stone in Bangalore, it would hit someone who's quit a job to start up. There are about 5,000 startups here in the city. Well, where I am right now, this is a food street which is fairly empty. Obviously, because no one's eating out. But I'm here to meet the food delivery boys. If you thought that food delivery business is flourishing, you'd be wrong.
ಡೈಲಿ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ, ಬರೀ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಬರ್ತೀನಿ, ಅದು ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬ ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟ್ರ್ ದೂರ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು ಬರೋಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ಗೆ ಇದಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ಸೆಂಟಿವ್ ರೀಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಮಗೆ ಇದಾಗೋದು.
ಒಂದಿನ ಹಿಂಗೆ 11 ಅವರ್ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, 11-12 ಅವರು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 500-600-700 ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರ್ತಾಯಿತ್ತು. ಮುಂಚೆ 1000 ಅಪ್ಪ ಬರ್ತಾಯಿತ್ತು. ಇವಾಗ 600-700 ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲು 200 ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಖರ್ಚು 100 ಹೋದರೆ ಕೈಗೆ 400-300 ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬರೋದು. ಅದನ್ನ ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ.
The home delivery and logistics businesses are struggling. Anything that is not essential services has seen business come to a near halt. We met the founders of a tech-based logistics company called Picol. It helps move electronics and office furniture and has operations in 5 cities. It started 5 years ago with 4 IIM graduates, and things were going really well until April.
April was clearly bad because manufacturing industry itself was completely shut down.
Can you tell me how much cash runway you have right now?
So the decline in business from the earlier projected revenues would be roughly around 50%. And for us as well, we are managing it to see how we can extend the runway for about 12 months or so.
Picol raised funds a year and a half ago and was looking for a fresh round of funding. But here's the problem. Investors have become extremely cautious. Funding in the startup space has dropped from over $1,000 million in the beginning of the year to a little over $200 million by May 2020, according to Traction. Many startups we spoke to weren't very forthcoming, but they admitted that investors are pulling the plug on investments at the very last minute. We spoke to Karthik Reddy, the founder of Bloom Ventures, one of the largest Indian venture capital funds. Karthik tells us why investors are avoiding certain sectors.
Why would I bet on something which does not see significant traction or momentum by the end of 2021? Because if I don't, then the next round capital is not going to come into it. So my lens is going to be, if I'm starting to bet on something really young, it better see a post-COVID momentum in that direction. As you rightly said, anything which touches travel, hospitality, events, movies, all of these, anything which touches offline, where people movement is restricted in any capacity, people are going to stay off for some time. There is going to be a huge shakeout. You can't deny that. There is going to be a lot of upheaval in just because of shortage of capital and a lot of companies not having enough money to survive through the headwinds that the COVID crisis has brought on. Just because certain businesses have, just collapsed. And the ones which get tailwinds, I think everybody's going to go behind them. Let's say I'm the only investor. I got a check 9 months ago. They were due to raise a round, and the round has just vanished because there's like headwinds in that segment. Look at the amount of strain on that balance sheet. I have to make that decision with the entrepreneur on whether to back it and make a call on whether things will recover in a year or not, that they will look better and raise a round. Otherwise, you're just postponing the death and you're postponing the zombie state. So I think a lot of harsh calls will be made on these younger startups. In the very young startups, I won't be surprised if the failure rate will be as high as 60%.
Angel investors are extremely pessimistic as well. We also spoke with Ramani Iyer, the co-founder of Just Dial, who has now turned angel investor. He says it would be a bloodbath for early stage startups and he doesn't expect any funding for new companies for the rest of the year.
Any startup advice is like, if you can think like you can sustain for next 1 year with continuing this stuff, then you continue. Otherwise, just give a pause and rebuild it again after a year. This period is going to burn more money, maybe twice the amount of money at this stage, because any marketing you do, it is not going to have the similar impact what it was there earlier.
Spoke to a couple of startups which are just starting out, a year or two in the industry. Some of them are in the hotel business, and that's very badly hit at this point. They're saying that these investors have now backed off. Do you think that that's also going to happen in the next couple of months?
Angel investor, forget it for next 8 months. The next 8 months, not a single angel investor going to open up and start put money into any new business venture. They will be just putting the thinking or this thing on the already invested businesses, whether they are going to make a profit or something better going to happen there. If need be, they will like to put in money into those businesses than just putting into new ones. So new angel investor for new businesses, that's to forget it for next 8 months is not going to happen. As far the VCs are concerned, VCs are like, they look into the market and they put in money. They would just need to identify the need of the business, the need of the service or the product in the market. If they see that it can be, even in the current situation, there's a product which can be a big need in the market, they don't mind investing in those businesses again. Okay. But anything which is like a investment today and market will open after 2 years, 3 years time, they might hold on for those businesses.
So it's not just the young companies in their first and second series of funding. The unicorns have announced pay cuts and massive layoffs. According to media reports, a number of companies have already laid off people.
When unicorns begin to feel the heat, the pain is visible on the streets. This city that would otherwise be teeming with buzz of economics now has its streets lined up with cabs that have no business. The human cost is very heavy. While the lockdown has eased, the demand has not come back up. You'll see streets now lined up with cabs, with drivers waiting for that one trip.
ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತೊಗೊತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಇವಾಗ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಏರ್ಪೋರ್ಟಿಂದ ನಾವು ಸರ್ಜಾಪುರ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ 1200ಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೀ 600 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 600 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಅವ್ರು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಭಾಳ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಹೆಂಗಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಈ 3 ತಿಂಗಳು RBI ಅವರು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ EMI ತೊಗೊಂಬಿಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಬಟ್ EMI ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ಎಷ್ಟು ನನ್ನ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ EMI ಇದೆಯೋ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ 28,000, 62,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ನಾನು.
A couple of weeks ago, Amita was at Palace Grounds in Bengaluru where she met hundreds of young men who were working at logistics, food and tech startups as feet on the ground. These are the people who would be delivering, picking things up packing things, and they were all leaving.
होटल अभी क्लोज है, अभी जो ओपन होने का कोई चांस नहीं है. अभी बोल तो रहे थे चांस होगा, ऑनलाइन ऑर्डर चलेगा, इसलिए हमने ज़्यादा रिस्क नहीं लिया. हमने कहा अभी गाँव चलता हूँ.
रोज़गार तो है नहीं मैम, सब ऐसे ही आते हैं इधर, क्या करना फिर. सब ऐसे ही बेरोज़गार पड़े हैं गाँव में. BA करके BSc करके कुछ फ़ायदा नहीं है.
So does this mean the startup story is over? The investors we spoke to said companies that are smart about the money they burn and refocus their businesses on essential services will survive in the post-COVID world. The advice is to take it 1 month at a time.
Instead of expanding, you're taking the business to market and marketing planning and other thing. Forget about all this thing. Just see the key whether you can sustain for next 1 year. You should all think like in the next 1 year, no fund is going to come. Without fund, can we sustain in the market?
If they have enough money and time, they should pivot to focusing on that need versus want spectrum, to focus on exactly what the customer wants and cater to them. If you're not seeing that buyer behavior change, then there's something fundamentally wrong. And I don't know whether that is going to shift dramatically come September, come January, until there's a vaccine, the world comes back to normal, right? So if you have the capacity to survive 12 months and you're selling the same product, then good luck to you. But if you don't have the capacity to survive, you should pivot.
But the startup sector that was once the poster boy of the government's Startup India campaign was disappointed when it didn't find a mention in the finance minister's 20 lakh crore rupee relief announcement.
So many of the measures that were taken, we believe, are half measures and do not result in significant relief to entrepreneurs. So like GST, for example, right, has been delayed or deferred, but that does not mean that it is a waiver or significant relief to entrepreneurs.
Most of the startup founders that we spoke to told us that there seems to be some sort of misunderstanding between what works for the MSME sector and what works for the startup sector. So while the MSME sector has been offered overdrafts and loans in order to run the business, the startup sector works differently. They go after growth more than just margins. What they need is a slice of the government's attention for Startup India. Because one of these companies could be the next Infosys or Wipro, even the next Reliance. Saving these companies will not only save many jobs, but it will also save ambition and the spirit of the youth in India. It could save India.